Let's get ready to draw some ornaments again. All right. Thank you for joining me. Hi, I'm Nadawa from Paper Flow Designs. As you can see from the cover, we are drawing a 3D ornament in Inkscape. So this is the third part in the three-part series. Last week, I showed you how to draw. What did we do last week? First week was a mandala ornament. It's all going to be using the same base ornament. The other week was something that is like escaping my brain. I should have written this down, had my little cheat sheet notes. But if you miss any of them, any of the ornaments that we've done in the series, you can just go back and see the other videos. If you're on my email list, my VIP list, you've gotten a message to be here live in person with me, and I thank you for being here. As you're coming in, just say hello. Let me know where you're watching me from. If you have done any of the drawings in the series, that would be great. Let me know. All right, let us show you what we're going to be drawing. So this is the ornament that we're going to be drawing, and I'm just going to be talking to you about it. So it's going to be like a 3D type of SVG. Not real 3D because you can't actually hold it in your hand like a box or anything like that, but it's going to be like three-dimensional because it's going to have different layers going on with it. And just to let you know, some of the things that I've used um, since I've been drawing for a while. So I do have shortcuts that I use to draw with in Inkscape, and I have a shortcuts book. If you're interested in that, the description is in the description. The link is in the description box below. But let's get started with, I feel like there's a little lag going on, but that should be okay. So this is the ornament, the base that I've already used. Like I said, this is going to be in Inkscape, so if you are new to Inkscape, don't worry. It's easy enough for beginners to do. So I'm just going to duplicate this base ornament that's here on the left side. So it's going to be that little hook part, the, I don't know what you call it, the round part and the rectangular-ish part, all three of those segments. I'm going to duplicate those to make that ornament that you see just next to it. It's not going to be exactly the same, but it's going to be similar. Because the one on the left, as you see, I have already done it. It's like a little baking show. Like that's the example. Now we're going to do another one right here together. Let me know if you guys got your, if you're celebrating Christmas, of course, if you got your Christmas trees already, because I have not. But I'm not late yet. I still got time. It's only, what, December 3rd? There's still time. All right, so I've duplicated that, and then I'm just going to change the color by using the eyedropper. All right, so now everything is that peachy pinkish color. And then I'm gonna take off the stroke because I don't need that for that. All right, I've made it white. I don't want it white. Let's go back, change it back to that peachy color. I don't know about you. Let me know if there's like a lag going on because I feel like every time I look down, um, it's like, I don't know, 5 or so seconds behind. Like I'm blinking my eyes in slow motion. But hopefully you can hear me correctly. All right, so now we've taken off the stroke. We have just the fill. The stroke is just that black outline that was there before. All right, I'm going to select the cap part and the round part of the ornament, and I'm going to combine them and then change the color, like this teal bluish color. And that's just a color that's straight down from the color menus. You can see it straight down below. I think the first one, the peachy color that I used, I took it from the one that was already done on the left. And this blue color, I'm just using the blue color in the color menu below. Like my All right, so now we're working with two colors on there. I'm going to duplicate this. And then shrink it down just a little bit. So this is going to give me another layer. So now I have the peachy layer, I'll just call it pink, the pink layer, and then the teal colored layer. I think I mentioned in the description, you can use like the finished product to make like gift tags or anything else that you want to, that's fine. All right, so I'm just moving that off of there so you can see that we have the two layers. I'll put that back, the second one. I'm starting to feel like I shouldn't have worn a turtleneck because I'm getting a little warm, but it's okay. Usually I'm always cold, so that'll probably change soon. All right, so here you can see that we have two pieces because I have duplicated that, and that's why it looks like it's bigger again. You can see the bottom piece. It has that little cutout there. I don't know if I mentioned I'm going this weekend to pick up my Christmas tree because, like I said, we don't have it yet. But I'm kind of like not on the same schedule because, like, back when I was in the States, we would do it like, after Thanksgiving. But since I'm here in France, there's no Thanksgiving, so I just do it like whenever, usually before Christmas. And then, oh, I'm trying to think what I was going to say. Oh, let me know if you are a team real tree or fig tree. Because all my life growing up, we've always gotten no, fig trees. Always gotten fig trees. Like, well, we've always had the same tree, the same fig tree. And since I met my husband, he is used to having a real tree. So this second piece that was on the inside, we just shrink that down. So I've been onto team real tree since a few years now. And I gotta admit, I'm not a fan of the pine smell. I know people like it, and I know people get real trees just for that reason. It's not really my favorite, but I just deal with it at Christmas time. It's once a year, so I can get through that. All right, now I'm gonna make the like layer 3, I guess you could say. Make another circle. This is just using the circle and ellipsis tool that is in Inkscape already. You can see it on the left side menu bar that's highlighted. And to get like a perfectly round circle, you just hold down the Control and the Shift key while you're expanding that circle. So yeah, I'm gonna be getting that tree again this year and finding a place to put it in the living room, even though, I mean, we're still living in the same place. It's not like it's getting any smaller or anything, but it's just like every year I'm like, okay, what corner are we gonna put this thing in? And those needles that fall everywhere. But somebody put me onto what's called, well, in French it's called sac à sapin, which just means like tree in a bag. I'm pretty sure they have the same thing in the States. Um, so I've just changed that circle to white color. The white color, you can find it right there in the color menu bar as well. but it's like a bag, a recyclable bag that you put at the, well, I put it at the bottom of the tree. I mean, I think that's what you're supposed to do, because otherwise it's going to be like a big mess to get the tree in the bag afterwards. So I'm just shrinking up the circle and just adjusting it a little bit up and down. I'm going to use this eventually to cut out um, the shape between the white and the blue circles. So we're like, oh, so you put the bag. You put the bag at the bottom of the tree, and then when you're done, like after Christmas or after New Year's, depending on I don't know what your rules are for taking down your tree, you just wrap up the tree, and then I can take it over to the recycling center without getting pine needles all over my car. So I thought that was pretty cool. Okay, so here I've just cut out the um, the white circle and the blue circle just using the shortcut, the control minus shortcut, which is to get the difference. So you can see that that whole blue circle that we had before is now it just turned into a ring, so it has a hole in the middle. I'm gonna center that so it's still touching the little crown part and kind of like in the middle of the pink circle. If I really wanted it perfectly aligned, I can use the alignment menus, but I don't need to. Like that looks pretty good aligned up. And as you can see, we're still using just the basic shapes. For the most part, I just duplicated the base ornament that we've been using for all three of the ornaments in the series. And other than that, I've just been using a circle so far, which is a tool that's already in Inkscape. So I'm going to use the circle tool again. Like I said, you just hold down Control and Shift if you want it to be perfectly round. And then I make sure to change it into a path because I don't want to keep it as the tool. What I mean, the tools like the shapes. I don't want to keep it as a circle. If I'm using a circle, I don't want to keep it as a square. So I convert them to paths using a shortcut for that too. Put this bigger so you can see. So now I'm just taking that circle and I'm going to move it just like a little bit to overlap the blue one. Duplicated that circle. Like I mentioned, this is the last one in this three-part series. So next week, we'll be starting over with a new series. And like I said, if you are on my VIP list, you'll be the first to know about that. To get on there, it's completely free to join. You just go over to Paper Flow Designs, that's PAPERFLO Designs with an S on the end.com. There should be a sign up box on there, and you can just sign up and you'll be in. And that way, every Friday at this time, just before I go on live, you'll get a little message in your inbox from me, and you can just click the button and join. And along the way, I also send like blog posts that I've done on like tutorials on things in Cricut, like if you have a Cricut machine and you need like tips on how to use it or different hacks. I do sometimes things with Silhouette too, but mostly Cricut because most of you guys are Cricut users. And just recently, I just started doing like stuff on Glowforge as well because I know that's really popular now. Like people are making lots of things out of wood. And I think Glowforge can cut other things too as well. I have an article on that. So if you're looking for like ideas for projects that you can make with your Cricut or with Glowforge or even with Silhouette, you can find that over on my blog as well. All right, so I'm getting ready to make a little stars part, and I'm just using again the circle. Ta-da! Yeah, pretty simple tools. I don't have to hand draw it. I could, but I just want to show you how you can do things just using basic shapes. So I'm going to use the circle, make it into like a really long oval, and then remove some of the nodes that I don't need. Those little gray squares, those are nodes. I'm going to take off some of those nodes, and then I can duplicate that first one. Try to get that where I want it. All right, now double click to get the curved arrows. Right, and I'll flip that. Not flip it, but just turn it. I'll make this other one black just so you can see it a little better. And I'm looking at that, and that is not really how I want that star shape to look. That's okay, because we can fix it. Make the second one black so you can see it, and it's kind of like, I don't, it's like pointy at the end. I don't want that. I want it to be like even, well, sort of evenish as much as I can get it even at the top and the bottom. So let me zoom in here and you can see what I'm talking about. So you see like here, I want that to pull that node out. On. Oh, that's not what I want. So I'm just trying to use the nodes, those little squares, and make it pointy at the top and pointy at the bottom, but still a little roundish, if you know what I mean. And the only reason I have it in black is like I said, just to show you, because you can see it better than when it was in white. But I'm going to change the color back to white after. Let's zoom out a little bit. That looks a little better. Still not what I want. Let me get rid of this one. Right. And using that circle, that oval and circle tool, I'm just going to make another one again. That's the beauty about digital drawing, because like imagine if I was like painting and I didn't want that there. I'm gonna have to go like paint all over it and then paint over the other shapes that are underneath, like that white circle, the blue ring, and the pink circle. But since it's digital, I can just select it and then delete it, and then it's gone. All right, looking a little wonky, but got a solution. I'm just gonna delete that extra note at the bottom that I don't need, and then I'm gonna duplicate this shape. Because if you know me, watch me for a while, you know I like a good shortcut. Why make something difficult for yourself when you don't have to? So I've duplicated that. I'm just going to move that rotation point. You see that little cross down to the bottom? And then I'm going to double click so I can get my rotation arrows again, and then rotate it down. From here, I can move the bottom one up a little bit so it's overlapping. And once I have those lined up and down, I'll select both of them. Now I'm just going to combine them. And that is that little oval shape that I wanted. This is just to make the star. I could also use, there is a star tool. It's like a triangle and stars tool. That's another option, but I wanted to make my own star. So now I've just duplicated that first shape and rotating that, and I'm going to duplicate that shape again so that I can have three three lines to make up my star. Water. All right, so now I'm pretty happy with the way the first star is looking. I'll move that around, and I'm gonna use this first star as my template, as my base. And I'm just gonna change it to white. So I use the color dropper tool, change it to white, and I'm going to duplicate that and use it a few times again. Let me show you a little closer here. So we got the star that's white now. Using the color dropper tool, I can change it to the blue teal color. And this color, like I mentioned, you can find this blue teal color if you want your recipe the same. If you're following along at home, it's down in the color menu bar. The pink is not, because it was actually, um, I think I took like a red, and what did I do? I took a red and then I used the color dropper tool to choose a color between red and white, and it gave me like this peachy pinkish color. I think I've covered that in another draw and chat session where I showed you how you can use existing colors that are already on the screen, and you can like mix colors on there that way, just using the color dropper tool. And you can also pick colors. So let's say, for example, you have like a reference picture that you're using and you want to use the colors from there. You can also use the color dropper tool to pick the colors out from there. A lot of these things I'm mentioning, I can't show you all of those things right now because this would take too long. But if you're interested in learning more about digital illustrations and you want to know exactly like how to use let's say illustrate, use Inkscape to make your illustrations, I do have a course called So Simple SVG Files, and it teaches you how to make your own SVG files using basic shapes like what we're doing. And basically, I explain to you all of the menu items that are in Inkscape, all of my favorite ones, all of my shortcuts, and there are some projects that we'll do together, like to make different designs. And I'll show you how to save them as an SVG file and upload them to Cricut. So that you can also find on my blog at paperflowdesigns.com. Right, so we've got 3 stars. No, that's 1, 2, 3, 4 stars so far. All of this just from making that first star. So basically, I can just copy and paste to get more than one. A shortcut for copying and pasting is to use the spacebar also in Inkscape. Right, so I have combined, yeah, I've combined those 1, 2, 3, 4 stars, and I see there is a 5th one in the corner here, and I want to combine all of them together. I can see this one is actually one that I had duplicated, so it's on top of it. Let me just try to move that over. It's still there. I can see it behind there. I just want to move it. Another trick is if you have a design that's part of your design is like one thing is on top of the other and you want to pull the one that's in the back or like the one that's behind, there's a couple of ways you can do that. A really easy way to do it is just use the Alt key. And that if you push down on the Alt key and then click on your mouse or your stylus, you can select the object that's behind another object. So that is a cool little shortcut. All right, so I've got these stars arranged, like no special order or anything, just kind of spread them out. But I do want them, like each star to like have a little spoke that touches the teal ring. So some of them I've shrank to make it smaller than the other ones. And I just do that by clicking on it to select it. And then there'll be like the little arrows that are sticking out and I can just click like towards the inside of the image to shrink it. And the same thing if I want to make it bigger, I can just click one time to select it and then click on the arrow and pull it out to make it bigger. Let me know also if you started your Christmas shopping. I have not, but that's because we're going this weekend as well as we're going to get the tree. We're going to be doing the Christmas shopping this weekend. I'm not worried. I think I do want to order some stuff, and I have been hearing about the delays, but I'm not worried. All right, here I cut out the stars because I already combined, so I've combined those 5 stars together, and I've duplicated that white circle, and I want to cut out the stars, but that is not how I want to cut it out. So I can just use the magic Control Z button to undo any mistakes. So I got my stars back. I don't want to get rid of my stars, but I do not want them cut out the way that it was a second ago. Like I said, we're picking up or we're buying Christmas gifts this weekend, and it's so much easier this year because I don't have to deal with the whole like hiding things that came from Santa because my son is past that now. All right, so now I'll just use the shortcut to cut out the stars from the white circle and moving it off so you can see that I have like that um, negative space inside that white circle. As you can see, it's a little different from the first one that I did. That's fine. I'll show you different options because my stars were a little fatter on the first one. All right, take them away so you can see. So I've got layer 1, which is the pink circle. I've got layer 2, which is the ring. I've got layer 3, which are my stars, the blue stars. And then I've got layer 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Layer 4 is the white ball with the stars cut out. There it is. Ta-da! We'll put them all back. Just using that Control Z button, just undo. Right back to where they were. And then it just show you what the first one looked like. I already did. In the first one, I actually combined the stars with the ring. And then I've got the background, the base one of the pink, and then that white circle with the stars cut out. So that is how you make an easy 3D SVG ornament for Christmas. And like I mentioned, you can use this to make gift tags. So if you cut this out on your cutting machine, you can use that little white space there to either handwrite the name of the person that you gave the gift to, or you can use clip art monograms that you find from lots of different places. You can get them on Etsy, you can get them on design bundles. Um, yeah, so that is it. I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you for joining me again, and I'll be here again next Friday, same time, with a new project, with a new series. And if you want to know about that, you want to be the first to know about that, sign up on my website, which is paperflowdesigns.com, and you can get on my VIP list for free and find out about each series that's coming out and just come and chat and draw and maybe learn something new. All right, I hope you enjoyed this. I'll see you again next week. Bye.